Okay. So, welcome back to the podcast. This is fun, isn't it? I'm glad to see you here on my floor. My washing here is drying, so mind that. I've for some reason decided to sit on the floor. Well, mainly it's because of the arm of the microphone. My desk is too thick, so I can't clamp it anywhere. So here we are on the floor. I didn't really fancy holding it this time. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll hold it again. Because hands. What am I supposed to do with my hands if I'm not holding the microphone? I don't know. But regardless of that, welcome back. Obviously it's not Monday. I'm recording this on a Friday. It'll probably be uploaded later. It is 9:30 now. Probably maybe tomorrow. Maybe later today. Um, I did the thing I usually do of really wanting to commit to something and then ending up not doing it at all, and kind of just thinking that it was something I was really going to enjoy. Did really enjoy it, and then just it gets to the time that I said I was going to do it, and I don't know. Oh, that sounds a little bit productive. Maybe I won't do that. But regardless of that, here we are. A little bit late. I do want to try and do these every week. I want to be a bit more creatively productive, do shit like this, get recording, and not that this is very. You know what? I'm going to stop putting myself down like that. But this is creative. I'm learning to talk to myself. Just noticed in the viewfinder that this bit isn't on, so that's going to be fun. It doesn't really make any difference at all. I'm not an audio person. Oh, that's going to be a treat to listen to, I'm sure. Um, yeah. So we are back again. I've decided I'm gonna stop calling these like just the date because that just kind of is dumb. I mean, because my idea was like, oh, it'd be kind of a cool idea to catalog it by the date, so I could go back and see what date it was, but also I could just look at when it was recorded, and it's kind of incredibly ugly. It's not very nice to look at, is it? Just having a list of long numbers. So I've decided that I'm gonna come up with a name. I'm thinking like something just very exactly what this is. Maybe what I'm. Yeah, I thought this through, but now I'm saying it out loud. It really. Um, Maybe I'll just title it "Me Talking About Things I'm Enjoying" or something, because that's effectively what this is. Uh, but yeah, I'm back. Here we are, unscripted once again, as you can probably tell. Um, but yeah, it's been somewhat of a week in terms of content I've been consuming. I've had a bit. I've probably spent way too much time on Battlefield 6, which has honestly, guys, and by guys I mean me. Uh, I've become quite lazy, and I've been playing way too much Battlefield 6 and doing just gaming way too much, and it's kind of. I don't know what I'm saying really. Like I felt very unfulfilled this week because I would finish work and then I would just grind on Battlefield 6 for like 6 hours straight, and it was just really it wasn't very healthy. But that being said, I have obviously now got um a good idea of like the game. Oh, that's gonna be fun. And a good idea of the game and how it works and the different things I like and dislike. So I'll get to that in a bit. I've played some more Borderlands 4 since last time we talked, and I've got some more thoughts about that as well. Although I'm not gonna lie, I can't exactly remember what I said last time, so I might repeat some points. I remember it's a little bit of a blur, to be honest. I mean, it was good and I enjoyed it, but I did really go off on one on the Walking Dead timeline for some reason. That kind of just slipped out of me. That must have been deep within somewhere, and it just came out. So that was fun. It didn't really make any sense, and it was a bit silly, but good times. But like I said, I'm gonna really try and do this every week. I might even do it like twice a week or so because It's just a good excuse to like do something, get my opinions out, not like just rot on the couch. So that's gonna be the plan moving forward. But we will see how that goes because you know yeah. So let's before we get into the Battlefield 6 discussion, I would like to just touch on Borderlands 4 a little bit more, following up from last time, which I think I'm probably more divided than I was before. I think in some ways the open world really works. It's really cool. Like you can almost treat it as like three separate smaller games with like the different biomes because they all have their. I still haven't finished it, so I haven't been to like the final big city, but the three other biomes you visit kind of have this. I just realised the mic is kind of in the way of my mouth, and I don't know if that looks really silly because you can't even see my mouth talking. So maybe I'll move that slightly. Maybe that's better. Who knows? So yeah, you can kind of treat it as three little separate games because there is like three biomes. They all have their separate bosses. Each have a quest line. Again, skipping all the cutscenes because I don't really. Let's be for real. It's not. I don't know. Visually, it's interesting, but I can't say anything about the story because unfortunately, I have not been paying attention at all. But as far as like the worlds go, I mean the world, not the worlds. There is only in Borderlands 3. Obviously, you get to visit a lot of different planets, which is quite good for the kind of visual variety. You don't get as much of that in Borderlands 4. Oh my god, in Borderlands 4 because obviously it's all set on one map and they are split up into three different, very distinct biomes. But there is only three, and you usually would get a lot more than that in the previous Borderlands games. But it's still fun. There are still places to go, and it's quite. I like how a lot of the side missions incorporate like different areas that you would not have been otherwise. That's kind of fun and interesting because it's not like you're just retreading ground doing some boring mission, which I know has been the case in the past for sure because especially in the pre-sequel. I remember this one bit. I can't remember where the bit was called, but it was like really. It was such a fucking drag. It was boring, and you needed to grind in order to get to the level in order for you to like be able to progress, unless you were just like absolutely cracked, which I of course was not. In Borderlands 4, they do this kind of weird thing where there isn't you don't get like levels for each. Sorry, I can hear some dripping from our drippy tap, and kind of sounds like someone's gonna break in and kill me. But that's fine. Um, lost my train of thought. Let's try and get that back, shall we? Borderlands 4 kind of has this weird kind of leveling system. I mean, it's the leveling system itself is the same, but the missions don't have like level requirements. They just oh my. Let's put that hat back on. The missions don't. This is all over the place. I'm gonna stop saying it's all over the place and just get to the fucking point. The missions in Borderlands 4, they don't have like level recommendations. They just go from like easy, normal, hard, which is definitely an interesting choice. I'm not sure if it was the correct one because I have still had it where I've gone to a mission that said medium, and the enemies have been over my level, and it's been really tough, and I've had to go away, grind, and then come back. Obviously, like I said, the side missions are a lot better, so grinding isn't necessarily as bad as it used to be in the older games, but it's still like not. It's kind of annoying, and it kind of disrupts your flow of like the gameplay when you're trying to do this mission, and then uh-oh, you have to stop and like fuck off and then do a load of shit and then come back. And that certainly isn't like the most fun thing in the world. And I've also had missions where it says hard, but all the enemies are like my level or below, and it's like I don't really like that. Doesn't make any sense. So that is really odd. Um, but it's not like game ruining or anything. It's just a little bit annoying. Like I said, I haven't finished the game. I haven't got to the main city bit, but I also do think that is a really cool like mystery kind of like a bit of an allure that you because the big city is in the center of the map. You're going around this massive city that like the goal is to get into that city, and that like and it just looming there is this. I really love it when games do this. It's like your journey is to this thing, and you're just like trying to get there, and I really love that because it creates this sense of mystery and like desperate need to get to this place, and that's just really powerful, I think. And because of that, like, and the other games didn't really have that because of this is something that's much better about the open world style. You with the other kind of games, you can't really have that like looming threat almost, but it's not really a threat. It's a city. But that kind of like desire to go somewhere because it's so like segmented, which obviously has its benefits. Like I said, visually, but in this case, this is something that really works. Another game I can think of that does something similar to this is Far Cry 6 of all things. Although that, again, Borderlands 4, I haven't gone to the city yet. It might be really disappointing, but in Far Cry 6, you obviously have this like big city where Giancarlo Esposito's character, who cares, his like castle is, and it's like in a city, and it's like shit. A big city in a Far Cry game. We've never seen that before. That's going to be really interesting. So the whole game, you're kind of thinking, oh, it's going to be fun to go to the city. And I mean, when I got there, I was pretty disappointed, honestly, because it was just a bit like it did not feel like an open city. It felt like a corridor that you were being pushed through. But again, I didn't explore it that much. Or maybe that's because I couldn't. I don't know. I don't know what people's consensus is on that because I did not think I was going to talk about. I didn't think that was going to come up today, but that in concept is really cool, and I really love it when games do that because I just think it, like I said, it creates this desire within the player that's like I must get there, and that's really great. And I'm glad they've incorporated something like that. I will obviously update when I get there, but apart from that, I don't know if I have anything else to say on Borderlands 4. But of course, like I mentioned before, I was very excited for the release of Battlefield 6, which happened a week ago today. And it's very good. It's very good. I was very excited, and I don't feel like I was disappointed particularly. Hold that thought. I've just had an idea. I have moved. Sitting on the floor was pretty horrible, so I've got a nice comfy chair, moved the microphone a bit. Let's hope everything sounds fine and the cut works properly because I'm just going to cut it. I didn't stop recording, so there's just going to be some footage that I'm obviously going to cut of me faffing around for a bit. So that's going to be fun. You have the nice backdrop of my washing here. We've got a little washing run through here. We've got my jumper vest, which it's awesome. It's really nice. Some of my partners at work trousers, and they look like shorts to me. I've not seen them before. Okay, the recording cut off on my microphone, so little pause there. This is going swimmingly as you can. Okay, we're back. Some technical difficulties. Maybe it could very well have been the audio gods telling me to shut the fuck up about my laundry that is drying in the background and carry on with Battlefield 6. I'm sorry about the pace of this. This has gone completely off the fucking rails, obviously. But we're just going to carry on. and it's going to be a fun time, and we are all going to have a great time. Um, so Battlefield 6, I was very excited. Hopped in just after launch on Friday and sat in a queue of 380,000 people, which, I mean, could have annoyed some, but for me it was kind of like fun because it was like, shit, this is about to pop the fuck up. Everyone's trying to get on here. So that was quite interesting. First night I dabbled in multiplayer. I played a few games just to get my footing. I'm very glad that my first ever game I got a kill before I died. So no matter how bad my KD gets, no matter how bad things get, I will always have that. I will always know that I got a kill before I died online. And what really matters more than that? Nothing, to my knowledge. Testing. Ooh, ah, ah. Okay. If I forget to take that out, because I'm not going to watch this whole thing through, that's kind of the fun of it, you know? It's kind of like just rambling. Like, and also, am I really going to sit here and watch myself talk for an hour straight? I don't think so. So I'll skim through it and, like, delete all the bits where I burp or have a suck on the vape or something, because that's cringe. But I might accidentally leave that one in. We will see. I've just realised if I don't leave it in, then this is going to come across really weird, and I'm going to have to take this all out too, so maybe I'll just leave it in because of that. Oh my god, let's talk about Battlefield 6. So I played a few matches of Battlefield 6 on launch. It was fun. Something I liked playing and then everyone being like level 1 or 2. That was really like, that was a cool moment that I've never experienced before. I've never been on like, I've never been on like the immediate drop of an online game before, so that was really cool. Not for any reason in particular, but it was just neat, I suppose. Moving my microphone again. What an absolute mess this is. But yeah, that was cool. But then I decided, let's just bang out the campaign first. Let's get the whole campaign done before I like really commit to locking in on the online. So I sat there, played the campaign in one sitting, and having this stand was a bad idea because I am just fiddling with it non-stop and it's probably going to sound atrocious. I'm trying to get comfortable and so you can see my mouth. Framing! How greatly framed is this? I have studied a lot of film and TV and they always told me to frame yourself in the lower third, especially when there's nothing else in frame apart from your laundry. So, I'm living by their rules, so, take it up with them and not me. But, the campaign sucks. I thought it was going to be okay, but it sucks. It might be like one of the worst first-person shooter campaigns I've ever encountered in my life ever, so that's fun. There are a few reasons for that, and I'll go through spoilers for the campaign if you even care, which I don't really see how or why you could, but pretty much. So you start off. I do kind of like the switch they put at the start. You're in this base with your squad, and you're like, okay, I've played a Battlefield campaign before. I know how this is gonna go. We're gonna go on an adventure all together, but then within the first half an hour or so in the first mission, all your fucking squad die in quite a dramatic fashion, and that's kind of a neat set piece. That's quite fun. But then the mission after it's just okay, well now here's the new squad. So it's not really it's not doing anything different with the formula. It's kind of it's so weird. It's like, ha, got ya, but we're just going to do the same thing anyway. So I was a little disappointed in that. I thought they may have taken a bit of a different switch or a different stance, but no, they didn't, which is fine. But maybe next time, maybe Battlefield 7. Um, the characters were pretty much fucking non-existent. You have the main crew, who you have Murphy, who's just Guy. Crew died, but like it doesn't. He doesn't. That doesn't really play into his like arc at all. Nothing really happens. His crew is just dead, and then he's like over it. He like might mention, "Oh, I'm sad," like once. Well, he doesn't say, "Oh, I'm sad," but he doesn't do anything special particularly. It's just moving on. Got the new squad now. It cut out again. The gods of software really have it fucking in for me today. They don't seem to want me to record at all, but we're gonna carry on. I was saying that Murphy, the main player, you play as a few different characters, but Murphy, the main guy, he. Sorry, I'm really paranoid about my microphone not working, and I'm just like recording. It doesn't even really make a difference. I just want to seem like cool because I have a microphone that I bought fucking ages ago. It probably isn't like in terms of quality. It's probably not that much better. It might not even be at all better than the one I have on the MacBook itself. But cheers to that. So Murphy he just gets a new squad. It doesn't really make any difference to him at all. He just gets on with it. He like I said, that he might make one comment somewhere along the line that's just like, "Oh yeah, I'm pretty sad actually, guys." Obviously, I'm paraphrasing. He doesn't say, "Guys, I'm sad," but to that effect, pretty much. Um, and it's just not. And then you have. I honestly am blanking on their names entirely. His squad, because they're just so unimportant. They don't really do anything. They're kind of you play as them a few times, but nothing really happens of any importance. You kind of just hanging out. Really, it's not that nothing really happens to do with like it's not a very character driven game. So and the premise is kind of interesting to start with. It's about this private military company called Pax Armata, which who like fucking overtake the world or something because of like a lack of trust with NATO within like different nations, which is kind of interesting. And there was this very interesting point I thought in one of the missions, kind of midway through the campaign, where you're in Brooklyn and you end up having to blow up like the Brooklyn Bridge in order to stop a train getting to Manhattan to like do some terror attack or something. And when that happened, I was like, shit, this actually could be a really interesting setup to like a story arc of where people lose even more trust in NATO because they think they're responsible for this like fucking catastrophic attack where they blew up the fucking Brooklyn Bridge. But it turns out they just did not go that direction at all, and I think that's a real missed opportunity because I just think that could have been really fun, but that's just not what they did. But it sucked. It really sucked. Then what other issues do I? And honestly, I wish I could say one nice thing about the campaign, but I fucking can't because even in like dumb, silly campaigns like a Call of Duty 6 or whatever, like Black Ops 6. Didn't play the Black Ops 6 campaign. Maybe we'll go with what I have played, like Black Ops 2 campaign. I mean, I suppose that's kind of held in relatively high regard, but Black Ops 3, pretty. I'm struggling to find one where like is universally disliked. Infinite Warfare. People kind of like that one. Advanced Warfare. Like, okay, we don't need a specific example, but my point is like there are subpar campaigns, but they kind of get through on a fun visual style where you're taking part in these really cool action set pieces. But Battlefield 6 is kind of lacking that entirely. None of the places you go, like none of the visually none of the missions are all that interesting. Yeah, you get to go to like Brooklyn in one, like in America. That's kind of fun. I've never been to Brooklyn, but it's kind of fun, like fighting somewhere where it kind of you're kind of like this isn't really where a war usually takes place. That's interesting, but I didn't. Yeah, it really didn't like do as much as I thought it should have done. Um, but it could have been worse, I suppose. But then there was like no cool. All the cool set pieces were cutscenes. Like, let me fucking play the scene where the dam is coming down and I have to drive off really fast in order to not die. Why does it have to be a cutscene where I'm just sitting on the back of a truck looking out? It removes any tension, which is like really annoying because that in and of itself could have been a really cool scene. It could have worked really well. I'm just going to move this down quick a little bit. That could have worked really well um, because it looks fucking cool. It looks really interesting. But no, I just have to sit there and watch it happen. And there was a few times where that happened, where it was just like, why am I not playing this right now? Why have you made me watch this instead of like playing it? Because it just would have been so much better. Like it would have, then I would have had something nice to say about the game. I'd just said, oh, these action set pieces are really fun to play. But no, because that's what that's what like a shooting campaign should be. I think it like, guys, we're not telling like genre defining stories here, are we? We just need to have a solid, fun thing that you can just play through in like one long sitting, and have cool action set pieces. Not just boring milsim stuff. Night raid. Okay, someone has clearly fucking played Clean House from Modern Warfare 2019, and there's no fucking question about that. It's so fucking obvious. And that mission wasn't. I mean, it was cool, I suppose. It was a little bit of a mix-up, but it wasn't particularly groundbreaking. I suppose it's a bit too real for Call of Duty. It's horrible. It's very real. Shouldn't I think it was kind of out of place? You're welcome to disagree. I don't know if I don't know what people's general. I mean, I know people like that mission, but it just seems a bit out of place in a Call of Duty game. The rest of it effectively being propaganda for the military. But in terms of Battlefield 6, like, the mission structure, it's just all of the missions are very standard. They play it very safe. Nothing is, like, visually that interesting. It's just, like, Middle Eastern country here. You go to Gibraltar, that's interesting. I mean, visually it's not. It's just a town. It's just literally all the campaign bits are just reconstructions of the multiplayer maps, which I understand, but also like fucking throw us a new little bit in there, please. And it just felt like everything. I mean, I know there were a few bits where it wasn't a multiplayer map, but in general, I just thought it just seems like we're just going through the multiplayer maps and nothing really that interesting at all is happening. But I don't really know why I keep saying because it just, I'm not trying to excuse like the shitty story, like it's not good. Um, but and then I have a big problem with this whole. You play the first mission, and then it's like, okay, we're fast forwarding like 6 months. Ooh, it's nighttime, and then we're gonna keep like having flashbacks. I hate this style of storytelling, where literally everything you do in the game is a flashback, which I thought was super weird. Because it kind of is the same thing in Battlefield 3, but then at the end, or like the last couple of missions, maybe it's just the last mission, you get to play from the perspective, so it's not a flashback anymore, it's happening in real time, which it's kind of like the thing in Borderlands 4 where you know it's going to happen the whole time, and you're looking forward to like finally like almost breaking through that wall of like, we're not telling stories anymore, this is kind of happening, even though obviously we're not, they are stories. And I was really expecting that moment to come in Battlefield 6, but it just actually fucking doesn't. And the ending is atrociously like, it just fucking happens. That was a terrible click of the fingers. Not bad. It just happens. You just shoot this fucking woman. You don't shoot this woman. You watch a character shoot this woman, and it's just not very like. It's not like this is it. This is the end. Although the last mission is quite like theatrical. It's kind of fun. Kind of sucks though, but it is quite like fun and theatrical. like journey through this base. Although very standard looking base, nothing really stands out about it at all visually. Um, but then I just thought there would be this kind of cool conclusion. It kind of alludes to maybe a sequel or some like single player DLC, but I fucking doubt that's gonna happen. Um, because your like crew walk outside of this lady's house when your main character is about to execute her, and they're like, "Oh, it looks like the storm was passing," and then Saul makes this fucking obvious like comment of like, "Ah, yes, but we're in the eye of the storm, and there's more to come," or something like that, which obviously implies that there's more to come. Um, but that sucks. What else sucks about this game? There's just so and it's a very predictable story. Again with the flashback thing, it's like okay, his crew is here apart from this one guy. So it's like okay, he's obviously gonna fucking die then, isn't he? When's he gonna die? And then sure enough, he does die. So it's like okay, you're not doing anything special. You're just doing exactly. It's not even like fun. Uh oh. Sorry, I'm trying to record here. Obviously, I am recording. My audio, though, the audio thing's kind of acting up. What's he doing here? Am I gonna cut this bit out? No. I suppose if that's taking up, that's fine. Yeah. So that's just kind of annoying, really. It's not very interesting. None of the characters are good. The villain sucks. It's so unengaging, and I was locked in on the story. Like I knew it was gonna be short, so I was like, "Let's just fucking go." Like I've been excited about this game. Let's just go. I'll focus in. I'll lock in. Let's go. Which was obviously a mistake. uh, I feel like I have other things to say about the story, but they're just not coming to me right now. So maybe we'll jump back on this. Who knows? Maybe this is why you should make notes when before you record something. But here we are. Um, Getting on to the multiplayer though. Getting on to the multiplayer, that is a different story. It's much better than the campaign, which I think many people would have expected. It's the reason people are buying the game. People aren't. I don't think people have ever bought a Call of Duty or Battlefield to experience a thrilling, well-written story. That's just not really their vibe, which is fine. I mean, I appreciate. Okay, about the campaign, I appreciate that it was included. Unlike Battlefield 2042 or uh, Black Ops 4, I think it was, that didn't include one at all. I appreciate that they tried. They got it wrong, but hey, they tried, and you know, they tried. But the multiplayer is very good. I am very much enjoying it. I haven't played like a multiplayer shooter in a long time. Is that true? I think it's true. I've never like played one seriously for a long time. I've like kind of locked in on Battlefield 6, and it's really good. The guns feel great. The gameplay feels really good. It's like I've not had any like technical issues. Of really, there have been a few times where I'm not entirely sure that my hits are registering properly, but I also understand that that might just that might be a get good situation. But technical. This is fun. I'm actually having a good time. The multiplayer, yeah, everything feels great. The maps, I can understand why people aren't enjoying the maps so much. They don't feel entirely battlefieldy. Although I will take this style of map over the 2042 maps, which are just they're just way too big. Um, and it's the worst case of like Battlefield Online syndrome that I've ever seen, which is like, if you're not like A-class player, which I'm obviously not, you end up running around for like however long just to get a headshot, and then you just do it again. Obviously, there are issues with like having smaller maps like Battlefield 6 does, but the whole part of, you're just in there straight away. You're fighting. It's great. You're just like going straight away. It's good. I will be back in a second. Okay, we're back in another different position because I apparently can't ever get comfortable. Honestly fucking thought I would just be able to sit on the floor for an hour and do this, but alas, it doesn't seem to have appeared that way really. So now I'm on my couch. Look at that. That's nice, isn't it? Maybe I shouldn't be recording this through the webcam. Maybe that's the big issue here. Maybe being tethered to my laptop and this microphone being tethered together is kind of maybe not great. So by changing 3 times, I've just fucking created loads of work for myself, or loads more work. Oh, that's fun. That creaky sounds good, isn't it, guys? I've just created some more work for myself when I'm editing this, so... Uh-oh. That's fine. I'm precariously balancing my laptop on my CD case here. I've got a great idea for some shorter form content. I might start recording little reviews from all these CDs. Let's pick one out now. The Darkness is Permission to Land. Local guys. They came from Lowestoft. I come from Norwich, so that's pretty fun. Pretty good album. You'll have to wait for another video to watch that. That might be a good fun thing to do. Maybe I'll record some other things. I'm really enjoying this despite me being terrible at it. Maybe I'll stop recording through a fucking webcam. Maybe I'll get a camera. But we were talking about Battlefield 6. The maps are quite small, as we all know, which definitely it doesn't feel all that battlefieldy if you catch my drift. Sorry for the clicking. This fucking plain white background does look bad. It kind of looks like I'm in a void right now. Who knows where I may be? Maybe I could just be. The shelf I've connected this to is creaking, so it might fall down. Am I okay? Who knows? I do kind of look like I'm in a void. I am still in my flat. But maybe I'm not. Maybe I am in a mysterious void somewhere. You'll never know. You'll never see this. And by you, I mean literally anyone apart from myself. But the maps are small. This is a mess. Maybe I should talk about something else. Like, I'm just running on about the same thing. Battlefield 6, pretty good. Map's kind of small, but kind of in a good way. Although I can see why a lot of people wouldn't think that. What else have I been doing recently? Not much. It's kind of all been Battlefield 6, and I changed positions here because I thought I'd have quite a bit more to talk about instead of just saying, yeah, the fucking maps are small and then calling it a day. So that's interesting, but now I feel I need to talk about something else in order to make this worth it. We're making the move worth it because I'm going to have to put all this back before my partner comes back home. Because it's a mess, and it looks like a tip, honestly. There's shit everywhere, and it's not ideal. But here we are, we're living. I'm making little to no sense. This is fucking awful, guys. What am I doing? What am I actually doing with my life? Why did I think it was a good idea to try and start a podcast by myself? Am I an idiot? Because I have nothing to say really of any worth. Maybe I'll get my partner on. Maybe we could do one together. That might be fun. We can talk about silly things. Maybe we'll do some music reviews together. Together. How about we go through this CD collection and have a little look at what CDs we have in here, and I'll give you a little review. We have Seahorses Do It Yourself. Haven't listened to it. I obviously the Love Is the Law is the one I know. Back when I was like 16, I was talking to my music technology teacher, and he said that was the best um, best produced song in the world ever. So that's fun, isn't it? A bit of a controversial one. This has devolved, guys. This has devolved, and by guys I mean, what am I doing with my life? This setup actually does kind of look like some uh crackhead like gambling streamer, don't you think? If there was like a hole in the wall here, like a fist shaped hole, I'd be fucking set. I'm not that strong though, so I don't think I can punch through a wall. Unfortunately, maybe I'll recruit some brute to just absolutely clot into the wall. Um, I'm just gonna roll with this. I'm gonna roll with this vibe because maybe naming this like what I'm interested in right now isn't a great idea because this might not be. I think maybe a quarter of this is actually shit that I'm into, and the rest of it is me slowly just going a bit crazy. I don't know. Cheers. I don't know how much of the creaking of the mic arm is being picked up, but if it's a lot, then I won't do that next time. Let's talk about this CD, shall we? We have brief inquiries into an online relation into online relationships, not a online relationship. Probably the best 1975 album, although like they all are still quite bloated. There are some tracks that definitely aren't needed on there, but in terms of actual like track list, they have some really good songs in there. Um, obviously, Love It If We Made It is a banger. Be My Mistake, boring song. Fight Me. That sucks. Sincerity is Scary is great. I Like America and America Likes Me. Can't beat it. It's Not Living. Another great song. Some really good, like really great pop songs on there. Just it's unfortunate that a lot of that album is entirely worthless, and you just it's not worth listening to. That's what worthless means. Because they're just boring. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the songs in there are boring. I've got this White Stripes album, which again I haven't listened to. Um, I actually think it's like a compilation album. Fell in Love with a Girl. It's my favourite White Stripes song, if you care to know. Which you don't. What's this? I can't. Oh, yes, yes, yes. This is Hardcore by Pulp. A very interesting one. I really love Pulp. Um, they're a very weird band. They're very. A lot of their songs aren't necessarily like stuff you wouldn't like put it on the aux at a party or something, but they are very interesting to listen to in terms of like albums. I wouldn't necessarily listen to each song like by themselves in a playlist, but especially like, and this is Hardcore is no exception. There are some. It is a great album to listen to front to back, but it definitely can drag, and I can understand why some people wouldn't necessarily like it because it's very weird, especially that last song that lasts 15 minutes and it's just like ambient noise, apart from Jarvis going bye near the end. Block Party, not fucking listen to it. Helicopter was on Guitar Hero 3 and that fucking slapped, so I bought that. What do we have here? Oh, Jamiroquai, Fun God Is Eat. Again, not listen to it, but that's my partner's CD. Um, I have quite a lot to say about a few of these, so I'm thinking I might leave a few of them. Uh, Pigeon Detectives, Wait For Me. fucking classic indie landfill bangers in there. Like just shit that's not really it's not great. Some of the lyrics are pretty fucked. Like what was it on what was it called? A Take Her Back? Yeah. He's not here. He's not sure what he should do. She's 17. He's 32 or 20. He's not sure what he should do. She's 17. He's 20. Yeah, 22. Fucking weird. If that was like an autobiographical lyric, then maybe check yourself on that one because that's not good. But slightly weird lyrics aside, fucking good album, man. It's just like classic indie, like it's like late mid 2000s indie. There's nothing special, but put it on at a party and people are gonna fucking love. Yeah. Who killed the Zootons? Another charity shop. Find this one. We have actually listened to this one. Though. I haven't just like put it in there for no reason. This has gone fucking completely off the rails. What am I doing? It does feel like I've lost my mind a little bit. I fear I'm going to do all of these and then have nothing to talk about for the rest of my time on this planet. Good album, very interesting. It's like indie rock, but they have like a trumpet, not trumpet, saxophone player maybe I think it is, which makes like the indie rock formula a bit more interesting than perhaps it is otherwise. Blink-182, Cheshire Cat, fucking, I'm not entirely sure how they became big after this. Honestly, don't get me wrong, I fucking love Blink-182. I'm a really big Blink-182 fan, but this album, it might be good, but it's produced and it's so poorly produced that it just films like that. It sounds like they just got like a microphone, put it in the middle of the room, and then played all the songs, and it does not in like a charming garage kind of way, in a what the fuck were you thinking kind of way. Another banger. The Vaccines. What did you expect from the Vaccines? Just a great indie, like early 2010s indie album here, but again, some very questionable lyrics, especially on Norgard. How does the chorus go? It's like, oh, she's only 17, so she's probably not ready. AMANA because it's Amanda Norgard. However you spell that name, it's not that hard. It's very phonetic. But still sorry guys, good song. It might be a little bit creepy, but it's a good song. How old was the guy when he wrote it? Probably still way too old to be making those kind of comments. Because it's almost like a threat for like statutory rape, so that's not good. But still a solid indie album, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I can't lie on that one. Look, I'm only human. I like the Vaccines. The Hoosiers, Trick of Life. But it's good. Good. Haven't really listened to it much. My favourite, Worried About Ray, obviously a classic. Goodbye, Mr. A. Another classic, Cops and Robbers. If we catch a criminal, we better catch... That kind of shit, that's fun as hell. I feel like the Hoosiers have kind of been forgotten. They didn't really do anything else apart from their, like, debut. Still good album. I enjoy it enough. Okay, this one's a bit interesting here. I might do this again. Maybe I should wait to do this. No. Let's just carry on. We've got Californication by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, or Red Hot Chili Peppers. There's no the. Good album, probably a bit too long and not all that varied, and also like I have a complicated. I don't really know how to feel about the Red Hot Chili Peppers because obviously separating the art from the artist, he's not a good guy. but also how much can you separate the art from the artist when the art is so influenced by the artist. Like the lyrics are very sexual, and he did things to a 14-year-old girl while he knew she was 14. So that's bad. That's bad, guys. So my relationship with that album is a little bit tricky because it's partly like yeah, it's actually a fucking great album, but then it's like, yeah, who knows? We got a classic Britpop. What's the story? Morning Glory. Uh, Fuck Oasis though. All my homies hate Oasis. I'm kidding, kind of. Oasis are kind of good. They're kind of fun, but ultimately they're just like a bad version of the Libertines. In my opinion, their lyrics are dog poo. Oh, we have maybe in another life by Easy Life here, which after the recent allegations against Murray from Easy Life, I have not listened to because that guy, bad news. And in that context, it's just not enjoyable anymore. Because he acts like a sleazy guy. Maybe that's hypocritical because I still listen to that Red Hot Chili Peppers album, but fight me on it. I think fight me on that one. Okay, we're getting into some absolute fucking classics here. We got Here We Stand, the Fratellis. Fucking great album. Big up Fratellis. All my homies fucking love the Fratellis. It's just a great like rock album. Something that I love about the Fratellis is each album they have, they kind of implement a different subgenre of rock. So this one's more like classic rock. Their debut Costello Music was very like scrangly indie rock, and then We Need Medicine was kind of like pop rock. Eyes Wide Tongue Time was kind of like what would you call it? It's kind of like alt rock, I suppose. And then, my opinion, their best album, In Your Own Sweet Time, is like psychedelic rock, and then their latest album fucking sucks, and you shouldn't listen to it. Wait, oh no. And then we have Killer's Hot Fuss. Don't know, I haven't listened to it. Could be good. Mr. Brightside is a good song. And yeah, it might be played too much, but regardless of that, guys, it's a banger. We can stop. We can stop. As a society, we can stop pretending that isn't a good song now. Yeah, they might play it a few. It might be played a little too much, but we can be honest. We can be honest. It is a good song, and there is no shame in admitting that. What do we have here? Oh, Led Zeppelin. I found it kind of boring, honestly. My partner's, she wanted it, but some of those songs are just so fucking long, I can't be bothered. Maybe I'll give it another listen, and tell you how I feel about it then, but, we have another Jamiroquai one, I'm not even gonna bother getting it out, I haven't listened to any Jamiroquai. Might be good. Wait. Sorry, this is probably really not entertaining. Pulp, His and Hers, might be my favourite Pulp album. It's really fucking good. It's just perfect, like Jarvis being a fucking weirdo, and some really catchy tunes. Like Lip Gloss is, contrary to what I said before, Lip Gloss is a really good, catchy song, and you could just add that to a playlist, and it would bang. They're not just like album specific tracks in on that album. I mean, some of them are. Babies is a good song though. Another Jamiroquai. Ooh. I'll finish it on this one because I've just been going off on one for fucking ages. Up the Bracket by the Libertines. Like I said earlier, the Libertines, perhaps my favourite band to ever exist. Because they just so perfectly like blend this thrashy, like scrangly indie guitar music with like hauntingly beautiful and crass lyrics that I just fucking love the combination of those two. And Up the Bracket is a perfect example of that. I probably do prefer their sophomore self-titled, but you know, Up the Bracket was a fucking good way to start. Time for Heroes might be my favorite Libertine song. Have you seen the song? Yeah, that one. I think I'll end the CD hunt on that because that was just I don't really know why I started doing that. Well, we've certainly gone on a journey today, haven't we, guys? Um, see, I'm not in the void anymore. You can see the couch, so it's less frightening. I promise. I'll end it there. I'll probably do one of these before next week. Just a little catch up. Maybe I'll talk about some news or something. No, nothing like important. We don't need to get into like shit that's gonna make us sad. We can just hang out and talk about some silly news. Who knows? We'll see where it goes. I want to keep doing this. This has been a fucking mess, but hopefully we can get better. And until then, I will see you when I see you. That could be in a couple of days, in a week. I'm trying to do these every week, so we'll see how that goes. I might even do one tomorrow if you're lucky enough. But yeah, I will see you. It's been fun, as always. Goodbye. It's not stopping. Bye bye.